You know that feeling when every spark of inspiration instantly becomes a project plan? You have an idea, and before you even let yourself enjoy your idea, you're mapping the steps, the launch timeline, and the marketing angles. You want to create, but you're already exhausted just thinking about how to execute. This is what happens when we live in force mode. This mode is what most of us were taught. It's an overly masculine approach to business that leaves most high achieving women feeling misaligned, exhausted, and overextended. This masculine approach tells us to build the plan first, control the outcome, be prepared for every variable. It's rewarded in school, corporate, and in the world of productivity. But when everything becomes a task, you lose the very spark that made you want to create in the first place. I see this with my clients almost every day. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Patty Ferreira, and this is Awakened and Rising, where we blend spiritual awareness, emotional intelligence, and high-level leadership to help you rise into your most powerful, aligned, and fulfilled self. If you're new here, hit subscribe so you don't miss these conversations. Now, the disconnect between the state of force you're stuck in and the state of flow you desire can show up in seemingly normal but insidious ways. You write the perfect content calendar but never post because it's not ready. You spend weeks refining your offer deck but never share because there's always one more thing to tweak. You have notebooks of ideas but feel too drained to bring any to life. And slowly, the creativity that once felt alive starts to feel like pressure. Because creativity can't thrive where control is running the show. When you're creating something new, a business, a program, art, or even a pivot plan, we're stepping into the unknown. But so many of us were taught to meet the unknown with over-planning. We try to spreadsheet our way through inspiration. We think if we control enough variables, we'll feel safe. But what actually happens is that we drain the joy before it even begins. If you want to shift into a state of flow, you have to start by releasing some of that control. Flow doesn't mean chaos or lack of structure. It means knowing when to let inspiration lead, when to move before you know every step, when to trust your creative instincts. Think about the last time you felt fully alive in your work. Chances are you weren't obsessing over a perfect plan. You were following a spark. You were letting an idea unfold, show itself. You were creating because it felt exciting, not because it checked out a strategic box. Now here's the cause and effect I often see when we're wanting flow. When you overplan, you delay action. When you flow, you move and momentum builds. When you force, you drain joy. When you flow, you create with energy that attracts others. When you control every step, you limit innovation. When you flow, unexpected magic and opportunities appear. This doesn't mean you should abandon strategy. It means stop letting strategy strangle creation. You can have structure serve your flow instead of suffocating it. You can love your spreadsheets and still create space for intuition to guide you. So this week, I want you to think about how to find your sacred sweet spot between structured growth and spiritually aligned and attuned flow. Where in your work or business are you over-controlling, over-planning, or forcing things? And what would shift if you gave yourself permission to move with ease, to trust the spark instead of killing it with overthinking? If this conversation is resonating, I'd love to keep going deeper with you. Every week, I share more about the inner journey of soulful leadership, including tools to spot blind spots, to trust yourself more, and create from alignment instead of fear. It's where I go a little deeper and share stories, prompts, and guidance that I don't always post publicly. So you can join us through the link below. It's a beautiful way to stay connected if you're ready to bring more flow, ease, and intuition into how you lead and how you create. Remember, you don't have to force your way to success. The most powerful work you'll ever do is learning to trust yourself enough to let it flow.